so I look like crap right now because it's half 5 in the morning and I don't want to wake up my housemates. But I've been lying in bed for 6 hours trying to sleep. I just kind of wanted to document that. This is why I always look tired. Good morning to afternoon. Today is my other day off, which I actually wasn't going to take. I was actually going to go into work and get everything sorted in regards to that other shop. But instead of getting up and being efficient like an adult, I was up till 6 o'clock yesterday AM because of crippling anxiety. Like, I was so tired. It was like 11:30 and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to bed, I'm gonna try and have an early night, and I just lay there for 6 hours. I know there's maybe a clip on one of my vlogs either today or yesterday showing me like in bed at 6 o'clock saying like I'm so tired, but that was like the only time I'd picked up technology. I mean, like, I was lying there in the dark trying to sleep, and every time I tried to sleep my chest felt like it was about to cave in on itself, and I would start thinking of a million things that I could do to fix my shop, or things that were going wrong with my shop, things that were going wrong with YouTube, things that were going right with YouTube, and to be fair, some of them were really good ideas, and I'm trying to remember if I've written them down, but I could only think of them as I'm trying to go to sleep, and it was just horrible. It was just so horrible, and I just couldn't calm down. So long story short, I didn't wake up until about 1 today. I've started breaking out. I wasn't even this spotty as a teenager. I've always had kind of very good skin, and this is probably due to stress because I haven't even worn makeup for about quite a few days. So I can't even say, oh, it's makeup clogging my pores. It's like I'm just stressed, I'm run down, I'm tired, my sleep pattern's I'm my shop's I've also woke up to news as well that Phil will be leaving, and I don't blame him in any way, shape or form, but I just don't know when he's leaving, and I'm just like, great, more news. And I don't blame him at all. If anything, I'm partly relieved because if the way the shop's going, I might have had to let people go and that would have destroyed me. So I'm glad that he's at least, you know, the one in power. But I'm just like, another thing out of my hands. Great. So I'm currently watching Supernatural and getting prints ready from the Cyber Monday sale, where people on Patreon got an extra one for the price of their half price one. So they got 2 for the price of half of one. Doing Patreon stuff, but I'm not going to show you that because that's got addresses on. And yeah, just trying to get everything sorted while watching Supernatural before I go and see my daddy, and I need to go in there and have a wash because I smell. Well, even though I've had a bad day in with news-wise, today has been not great in the shop. Better than it has been this week. I think we took like pardon me, £100. That's how bad it is now that I'm like, oh, as long as I take £100, I'm happy. I shouldn't be, because it's still costing me £100 to be open. But I did gain like $21 in Patreons today, and like out of, I think, 10 people pledging, which is incredible. I did post one of the photo shoot pictures today. I just put a tear my boots. Yeah, so I think that helped, saying like, oh, would you like this picture? There's plenty more on Patreon, which, you know, is one of the whole reasons why I did it. So I made up about that. Genuinely, like, my goal at the moment is to gain a Patreon every day. Now that's because basically I was saying, oh, if I gain a Patreon every day in a year's time, that will cover everything I need to have covered, and you know, I don't have to stress out as much as I have been doing the last couple of months, years really. Although that's actually not true, because I think it depends on what I'd want to keep. Like, so at the moment, you know, if I wanted to do everything by myself and not pay Andrew, that I wouldn't need to do it for a year. But at the same time, that's just not an option for a lot of reasons that I'm not going into, because even though I'm very open about my financial situation, I'm not discussing other people's personal lives because that's not my business to do that. But just point out that's a factor. If I wanted to keep my shop, that's a different kind of thing, because that might not even be possible anymore because of the news I got yesterday, which is unbelievable. So I might actually not need to do it for a year because I might not even have a shop. But the worrying thing is then I would rely on Patreon a hell of a lot more, not even just to, oh, kind of cover the bills. No, it'd be my main earner after that. So when I'm gaining a Patreon at the moment, even if it's $1, I genuinely am like the happiest person in the world. I'm probably more happy gaining a $1 Patreon pledge than selling something for £10 in the shop, which is crazy. But I think it's because I'm like, oh, for every $1 I get, that makes me feel like it's more possible to actually survive if both shops close down. And I'm calm again. Well, I'm off to go see my dad now. Oh, my skin looks awful. I'm actually wondering if this is stress or the face masks, because I've used a lot of face masks lately, but I think it's more probably stress. We'll see. When you're ordering prints and even with savings you feel sick. So I'm currently at my dad's. I look like I've aged 10 years because I've just had a face mask and rubbed it all into my hair. Fantastic. Great. That's what I wanted. But yeah, I am just going through some Patreon stuff. Just getting some posts ready for Patreon because I've run out of pictures. I haven't edited any pictures for a couple of days, so I was like, oh, I better get on that. And plus there's other stuff I wanted to say on there as well, so I've done that. I have been editing daily vlogs because I'm pretty good like that as well. And yeah, just kind of, I wouldn't say on it, but I've just kind of been doing little bits while also trying to relax, which I think is important. But I'm probably going to call it a night now because it's midnight and there's not much else to say. So thank you so much for watching this vlog. Don't forget to give it a like because it helps out the channel, and subscribe if you like women who can't do a face mask properly, apparently. And yeah. And if you want to support me any more than you already do, you can on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, which I usually say is about 70p, but Sharky commented saying, nope, Google says it's 74p. I've been conning you. It's been a lie. So it's about 74p. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.